Hi, bit of a departure from my usual videos. I'm going to talk about the TECC electronic cigarette. Now TECC stands for the Electric Cigarette Company, or Electronic Cigarette Company rather, and you can find their website at www.theelectroniccigarettecompany.co.uk. And this is something that I've been looking at for a little while, and about a week and a half ago decided to dive in and have a go with them. Now, I've been smoking cigarettes since the age of 15, 16. I'm heading towards 50, so that's a long time, and trying to find an alternative to the regular patches and inhalers and other clever things that have been invented to try and get people to give up smoking. The one thing that people who have tried to find alternatives for smokers have failed to do is to tackle the issue of why a smoker enjoys smoking, and that is not just the nicotine addiction, but it's also the physical act of holding a cigarette and drawing on a cigarette and getting something out when you draw it, and of course that is predominantly smoke. So to actually come up with an invention which I think originally started in China that actually tackles that particular issue, and very successfully in my view tackles that issue, is very, very impressive. It's a very simple concept. If you've not looked at it before, then just type electronic cigarette into YouTube and you'll get loads of videos on it. There's quite a few people out there that have done reviews, and one of the people who has done a review, which is very good, is a chap who goes by the name of IGETCHA69. I get you 69. And if you have a look at his channel on YouTube, you'll see various reviews, mainly for the electronic cigarette, and he's also got some quite interesting modifications. But for those of you who are not sure, very briefly, what you have here is a battery. There you go, that's the battery, and that's got an LED light on the end, and an atomizer. The atomizer is basically a heating element, and what basically happens is that when you draw on the end of the cigarette, you can see a little hole there, it atomizes fluid and air together, or mixes air and fluid together to produce smoke. I'll quickly just try and do that now. And whether you saw any smoke there on the video or not, I have no idea, but there's, as I say, look at other people's videos. They're going to be far better than I explaining these things. The reason I'm showing you this device is quite simply to talk about the effect. Now, I have been smoking this stuff, hand rolling tobacco. I've been smoking that for about 10 or 15 years. Prior to that I was smoking cigarettes, ordinary cigarettes, king size, and I was probably going through 20 or 30 a day. On the hand rolling tobacco, probably about 20 a day. Since I've been using this guy, I have been smoking, or have been reducing the amount I smoke drastically, and I mean drastically. The first thing I did was I stopped smoking in my own home. I only smoke in one room of the house because other members of the family don't smoke, so I have one room in the house that I do smoke in, but I've stopped smoking in there because when the door is open, the smoke that I create does spill around the house a bit. So I've forced myself to stop smoking actual cigarettes in the house. This I'll smoke anywhere, because the smoke it produces is just a vapour. A lot of it's just water vapour, as I understand, and it just dissipates into nothing. There's no smell, no odour, and you just get a great sensation of smoking a cigarette. In terms of reduction of usage, instead of smoking about, say, 20-25 rolled up cigarettes a day, I'm down to probably 5 or 6 a day. It really depends on the day, whether it's a working day or whether it's a weekend. On a working day, I've probably reduced my usage by about 80%, and on a weekend about 60%. On a weekend, of course, I can smoke when I want. I work in an office, I can't smoke in that office. There's only certain times during the working day when I can go out and have a cigarette, so it makes a lot of difference in terms of usage. So that is a huge reduction in the amount of smoking time that I now have with actual cigarettes. So as it stands today, I'm on about day 8 or 9, I suppose, of using this thing, and it really has been an eye-opener. It's, as with anything new, when you start off, you have to give it a chance, give it time. Don't get too bogged down with a novelty factor. Don't get bogged down with skepticism from day one. Go into it with an open mind. Like I say, I've tried so many different things in the past to try and give up smoking. I have to say I give up smoking because my wife wants me to. She hates it. She doesn't smoke. She's never smoked. But I enjoy smoking. That's my problem. I actually enjoy smoking, and obviously I'm addicted to nicotine. Every smoker is. So this guy gives you the opportunity to get the sensation of smoke, which is really its party piece. It creates that vapour, and inside there you've got a fluid which creates the vapour and also has a nicotine content, so you're still getting your nicotine hit. You can actually get fluids that have 0 nicotine, so you just enjoy the sensation of smoking, having something in your hand. Like smokers like to have something in their hand all the time, and you get the smoke as well. So if you can kick the nicotine side, even better. One of the things that is unclear with these guys is whether or not they're safe. Now, I've done quite a bit of research. I think the jury is out as far as the medical world is concerned, but there's a very, very simple fact. This is creating a vapour. It's not creating actual smoke. Therefore, all the particulates and the carcinogens and all the other rubbish and gunk that you get with a standard cigarette simply doesn't exist in this. The nicotine itself, I still believe, is dangerous, but whether on a scale of 1 to 10, whether having a cigarette, a normal cigarette, is a danger of 10, and having this is a danger of 1 or 2 or even 3, well, if that is still the case, I'd rather have a danger level of 3 than I would of 10. That's just the psychological way I look at it. So whether these things are safe or not, I don't know, but one thing is for certain: you can smoke this anywhere and nobody would know apart from looking at it. If somebody had their eyes closed and you were smoking this, they wouldn't know you were smoking it, because what it produces into the atmosphere is just a vapour that dissipates into nothing. What the smoker or the user of this is getting or being affected by, I don't know. So they're worth checking out. This isn't a review of the device itself. As I say, go to the electronic cigarette company's website or just type in electronic cigarette into YouTube. You get lots of people who are explaining how these things work far better than I. All I wanted to do from a user's point of view, which is the way I like to do things when reviewing any device, is just to say what my experiences are. At the moment, in these early days, my experiences are very positive, because there's a very, very simple fact. I have cut down my smoking. I have not stopped smoking, but I have significantly cut down, and that is in a week. And after having smoked for the number of years that I've smoked, that is for me personally, very, very impressive. Whether it's to you or not, I don't know. You can judge for yourself. But there she is, the electronic cigarette. This particular electronic cigarette is no, I can't remember. I think it's the let me have a look. It's the white. It's the white super. It's the 10 centimetre one, so it's almost the same size as a normal cigarette. I have to say that I have ordered what's called the Titan, which is a much longer one with a more powerful battery and probably better vapour on it and so on and so forth. So I'll possibly even do a review of that or show you that at some time, but there are other people who have done reviews of that particular device as well. So there you go, that's my comments on an electronic cigarette. Many thanks, take care, see you again, cheers.